handled the situation with Steve Jobs, like created this long-lasting professional relationship and friendship, and like just handling that situation with such sensitivity produced like something of such value that like you couldn't put into like quantifiable value. Like
maybe that's why
you couldn't buy that.
Maybe
like,
that's why he mentions that in the book. Yes, I remember.
So that's why people say like, oh, this is like a good book for him to write as like a corporate leader, is to like say like as a person in a leadership role, having emotional skills and soft skills and emotional intelligence.
Soft skills are very important.
And having
they teach you that in business school,
and having empathy. Like that's really important. Person with high degree of ethics. But you have a lot of criticisms of certain decisions and whatnot.
Certain ethical decisions, yeah.
For sure. I think I would pretty much agree with those.
Yeah.
There's definitely things worthy of criticizing as well.
That said, I guess it did end up acquiring a lot of businesses because, he was able to talk to these big CEOs and, not make them feel offended or anything.
Yeah, so, yeah, that did come in handy with Murdoch, too.
Yeah.
And, it was could you imagine a lot of people we know making a deal with someone like that, and creating something of value from that kind of situation? It's hard to imagine, right? Kind of unthinkable.
James Bond.
Yeah,
And I guess James Bond and Eisner also.
Yeah. So that's Power Rangers. Is Power Rangers also in Iger's tenure, or
that was Eisner's tenure?
That's Eisner. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
I'm pretty sure Iger was the one who sold it to James Bond, actually. So there is that. Yeah, it might have been a little bit in Iger's tenure. Yeah, they still had Power Rangers in the parks at the beginning of Iger's tenure.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Let's see.
What's Ed Catmull up to now?
I don't really know. He wrote I think he was the one that wrote the book Creativity Inc.
Oh, cool.
So I think that was him. I heard people like that book. And then John Lasseter, we all know what happened with him afterwards, after Me Too.
That gets covered in the book. It's a sentence, but it was addressed.
You have to address it.
And he mentioned it was problematic for a while.
Yeah. You have to address it.
There was hugs and then whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So and you can't really recover from something like that. There's not really I don't think there's a restorative justice process for people in positions of that kind of power.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's a minor felon or something in a small community that's has no impact and is just trying to get a small job at a small business and just fade into obscurity or something, that might be one thing. But if you're in a position of power like that, you really don't have any way of I don't know, recovering from a big public blowout like that, other than resting on your riches and stuff like that. And
he's not in the public anymore. Yeah.
So, but he's probably pretty wealthy. But
I haven't seen him on TMZ or anything, so it's pretty interesting.
But you lose that public image, and once people see you in public, you have no right to your privacy or whatever, that kind of thing. So there's that side of things.
Yeah, that's a pretty big punishment, yeah.
Yeah, so, we live in a publicly... it was because, there was no recourse for a lot of people that, using, public displays of, public airings of, grievances is, there's no punitive form of punishment from the criminal justice system.
There's a lot of grievances that aren't being released.
Yeah, that too, because there's so much power. So the power dynamic really... Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole topic in itself, and I feel like I'm getting myself in hot water here by saying too much. Something had to happen. So obviously what he did was wrong, and something had to happen. Marvel... I don't know. Marvel was obviously a huge franchise. They did an interesting... My most interesting perspective on it was how they cracked down the numbers. They crunched the numbers for that, because they were going to acquire it, and then they had to figure out, okay, what would be a good price to pay for this? Because there are Marvel movies underway, there are Marvel theme parks potentially. There's Marvel products, so we have to think what would be a good price tag to actually acquire these rights. and like based on what's existing, what's not existing, what we can get out of this. Of course, it like blew up and like became this huge like, you know, worth tens of billions.
It's the box office now.
And now it is, well, for a while. Maybe now in the past like 2-3 years, it's not as much. But,
well, there's no box office in the last 2-3 years.
Yeah. No? But before that, like for a good like 10 years, it was like pretty much driving not only Disney but the whole economy and stuff like that. So,
entire countries.
So like just tens of billions of dollars based on this one.
All people would talk about is Marvel. All of YouTube would just talk about Marvel all the time.
I'm sure they were very, very happy with how it turned out, but like at the time, like it's probably pretty hard to figure out like what would be a worthwhile payment. Like
it was in the beginning, and there was only like 2-3 movies at the time.
So yeah, and then like you know, they